Hi, this is Tivon.
And this is Hopegirl from Fix the World Morocco. And in this video, we're going to talk about organic gardening and orgonite.
All right.
So, for all of you people that are interested in growing your own food, whether you're growing in a garden, or even if you're trying to do something that is inside with potted plants, or maybe you're in an urban city area, growing plants out on your balcony or porch, this is a video just for you because we want to tell you about orgonite and how it can help your plants grow bigger, better, and stronger, and in an organic way.
Right.
So let's talk about Orgone Energy, which is what orgonite uses. Tivon, tell us about Orgone Energy and how it helps with plants.
Okay, so Orgone Energy is what was discovered by the late Dr. Wilhelm Reich back in the early 1940s, 1950s. He was building these boxes called orgone accumulators, which are layers of metal and non-metal walls made into a box. He found that there was an energy field inside this box, and he was using it to preserve things like seedlings. Now we fast forward to today, and people have taken this technology and have made a compound called orgonite, which is basically metals and quartz crystal within an epoxy resin, and it performs the same effect as these accumulators in that they emit a life-giving scalar field around them. Now you can use this field to do things like energize your seedlings to grow plants.
It's not just that, though. I think it goes a little bit deeper. If you understand the concept of an orgone energy field that's around every living thing, including humans, animals, plants, the environment around you, anything that would help that field to be healthier would allow a plant to grow bigger and stronger and healthier. And in a little bit, we're going to show you some pictures and evidence of other people that have been using orgonite with their gardening to show you just what kind of a difference it can make when you're thinking about the energy field around your plants. Now, in addition to just that, there's also something else to take into consideration. We live in a world right now with a lot of electronic pollution in our environments. So that could be cell phone towers, Wi-Fi, satellite dishes. All of these things emit electronic magnetic fields, right? And so it's an electronic pollution. Tivon, tell us about electronic pollution and how it can affect living things.
Well, these stray electromagnetic fields that come from things like radio towers, cell phone towers, your television, your Wi-Fi router box, these are harmful to the body. And there's lots of studies that are showing that these frequencies are very high. And when they impact on the body, they damage the normal functioning of the body. There are a lot of systems that in the body that are affected, like the endocrine system, the nervous system. What it does is it disrupts normal brain function, it disrupts normal hormonal balances over a period of time, and you may feel ill, you might not be able to fall asleep. There's a whole bunch of symptoms that are associated with this, and one of them is electrosensitivity to the electropollution that's around us.
So if that's what electronic pollution is doing to your body, it's also doing that to the environment and all of your plants. So it's the same thing if you're trying to grow food or if you have trees or anything along those lines. Having orgonite to help shield from the electronic pollution is another way that it's helping your plants grow.
Right.
So it's nurturing the energy field around the plant, and it's also protecting the energy field around the plant from external influences like electronic pollution.
Yes, and the way it does that is these harmful fields that come around the orgonite takes those fields and transforms them into life-giving energy, and that energy is absorbed by your plants.
So when you think about all the different pollutants that are in the air, and you might feel overwhelmed, like what can we do to help clean up the environment so that it's closer to its more natural state, the way things that were intended to be in nature. Orgone and orgonite is definitely one way that you can help to rebalance all of those pollutions in the environment around you. So we're standing here in our lemon grove, and we actually just moved into this place about a year ago, and we've started using Orgonite, and for us it's been working really, really well with our plants. We've seen a lot of our plants growing much bigger and healthier and stronger, and we just wanted to share some footage of other people's results with you in this video so you can see for yourself some of the evidence about how Orgonite can help your plants grow. So we're going to go ahead and cut to that clip right now. So here is a dramatic experiment that was done by a gardening group called Orgone Art. And they carried out this following experiment which demonstrated the dramatic effects of Orgonite in your garden.
Right.
So what we're looking at here is the first picture of, there's two different garden beds that were planted side by side.
Yes, so the garden bed on the left is the control. There's no Orgonite, and on the control is on the left, and then on the right, the garden bed on the right is the bed that has the Orgonite placed.
Okay, and it shows you here how they actually placed the Orgonite. So they have a pyramid in the center, and they've got 4 pucks around the bed.
That's right.
Okay, and this is about a month later. So you can start to see on the bed on the left there's less growth. The bed on the right is really starting to explode.
Yes, that's right.
So the Orgonite is really helping these plants to grow. Now, let's take another look. This is another month later, so we're at about 2 months of growth. And look at the difference. It's really striking. You've got all of, I mean, this just went crazy. It grew all over the place. That's absolutely incredible.
Not only that, but in the control bed on the left, where there's less vegetation, you're already starting to see yellowing.
Yes, that's the other point too. Yellowing is a sign of plants that are not very healthy. So if you have weak plant growth, Orgonite is one way to really help to clear that up.
Yes.
There's a few close-ups of their garden beds so that you can see. This is the Orgonite plot. You see how it's just really grown all over the place. And back there is the control bed. And here is a close-up of the control bed, showing you what it looked like without the Orgonite being there.
Yes, and I think in this experiment they're growing like a squash or a type of aubergine. So yeah, you can see the difference there.
Now here is another example that we wanted to show you from another group. These are different plants that were grown. One of them these are potted plants. I believe they're tomato plants. And this was posted on the Warrior Matrix forum. And they did another experiment where they had Orgonite. You see they have an Orgonite pyramid down here next to the plants. And then they grew other plants without Orgonite.
Yes.
So this is the control on the left and the Orgonite on the right. And let's watch and see how these plants grow. Here you can see these shorter plants here, right? These are the ones that do not have Orgonite. And this big tall plant up in the back here that's twice the size is the one that has the Orgonite. You can see the Orgonite popping up out of the
Yes, in this experiment they took their trapezoidal pyramid and placed it on top at the top of the pot.
So just having Orgonite in the pot does all of that. Twice the size. And here's a final comparison so you can see after the plant has grown for some time. I mean, that's like
amazing.
3 to 5 times the size as plants without Orgonite, and it's the same time frame.
Absolutely.
Same conditions. The only difference is this plant has Orgonite in the pot.
So as you can see, Orgonite can yield some amazing results in what it does to your plants. Basically, you put Orgonite near the things that you're growing, and they're going to be healthier, stronger, and if they're fruits or vegetables, give you a bigger yield. So this is amazing technology, and our Orgonite also contains shungite, which also boosts its effect because shungite in itself is a good agent of taking stray electromagnetic fields and turning it into healthy fields. So our Orgonite, because it has shungite in it, we have made a couple of Orgone products for gardening.
Just for your garden.
Just for the garden.
Or also for your flower pots if you have an indoor garden inside of, this is good for potted plants as well, but it's also good outside if you have an outside garden also.
Yes. So we have our garden stones, and they come in sets in 2 or 4. And you're going to want to put these around your plants to make them healthier and stronger. And that creates an energy field around the local area. But if you also want to have a canopy of protection above your garden, above your property, you can also place these Orgone shungite pyramids also in your garden. And now the pyramids have the negative ions going up straight up into the upper atmosphere above your area, and that clears and removes the chemtrails above you.
We actually we recommend that you grid your property a certain way, especially for using these garden stones and the pyramid. So I'll show you an image right here where you can see ways that you can grid your garden around your house, and this is what creates that protective barrier over your entire property.
By having the pyramids also gridding your property, you're also able to dissipate the chemtrails above you. Now you want to do that because, as I mentioned before about becoming electrosensitive, chemtrails contain heavy metals. They contain the aluminum, the barium, and the strontium.
It gets into your plants.
Gets in your plants, it gets
into
your
food.
environment. And so you want to remove those chemicals from coming down on you by having this on your property.
Basically, the orgonite creates this barrier that pushes those chemicals away. So
Yes,
it's
yeah.
like, it's just, picture like a giant fan just constantly blowing back onto the chemtrails as they're falling onto your property
Yes.
to keep those chemicals out of your garden. So if you're interested, use orgonite in your garden, whether it's inside or outside, and no matter what time of year, because these are great for greenhouse environments too, or,
Yes.
or sprouting seedlings. They've shown to have seedlings sprout a lot faster when you have orgonite in the environment around them. If you are interested, we do sell our orgonite and we ship all over the world, and we do have a special offer just for our gardening supplies here. So go ahead and click the link below this video and you can see how you can get your orgonite today.